Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a P0030 engine code on your vehicle. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the scanner here. We had a check engine light that came on, put a scanner up to it. We're getting the P0030 code. What that code pertains to is your upstream oxygen sensor, bank 1, sensor 1. And I'm going to show you where that's located and we're going to fix it. But let's take a look right now at the scan tool and I'll show you the code we're getting. Turn our key to the on position. Here's our little scanner right here, our scan tool, just a little cheap one. And here it is. So we have, it was pending and then confirmed, so that's why it's saying 2, but it pertains to the same thing. P0030 is what we're getting. By the way, if you have a scan tool and you're having issues with it connecting, I did a video where I showed how to fix one. I'll have that link across the top and also down at the bottom. Sometimes you'll have issues with the port where you'll connect. You won't be able to get a connection to read it, and that can sometimes be easily fixed, which is what I show in that video. But anyway, so getting back to this here, so your upstream O2 sensor is the one before the catalytic converter. So you have 2 oxygen sensors. You have one in front of the oxygen sensor, which is your upstream or sensor 1. Then you have the one after it, which is also known as your downstream or sensor 2. If you want to understand more about oxygen sensors, the terminology and how they function, all that, I'll have a link across the top, also down in the description where I go more in depth if you want to dive a little deeper into that. But this code here pertains to the upstream O2 sensor, bank 1. A lot of cars just have one bank, but if you have a bigger engine where you have 2 exhaust manifolds, you'll have 2 banks at that point. But this particular code is bank 1, sensor 1. So that's going to be our oxygen sensor before the catalytic converter. So it's after the exhaust manifold, but before the catalytic converter. On this particular vehicle, I can get to it just by popping the hood. Some cars you're going to have to get underneath, so I'm not covering that because there's so many different placements for those. So you'll have to check for your specific vehicle, where is your upstream bank 1 oxygen sensor located. But if we swap that out, that'll take care of this code. So let me pop the hood. We're going to swap it out, clear it, and then we'll see what happens. And one thing to keep in mind, if you do have an oxygen sensor that needs to be replaced or an engine code, you will fail your inspection if you have an emissions inspection, different things like that. So let me get the camera in here and I'll show you where this one's located, but let me pop this thing off. These engine covers can be annoying. Get that out of the way. Let's get in close here and take a look. So right here, this is our upstream O2 sensor cable. And let's slide back in here so you can see it. There it is, going right in. And on this vehicle, it's just a small little engine, but if you look further down, that's your catalytic converter right here, but all the way down there, you see your downstream. So those are the 2 on this one because it's a small little 1.6 liter Kia. So let's see, and then here's our harnesses right here. That's our upstream harness. The gray one underneath is our downstream harness. So it's a simple thing, just unplug it, remove the sensor, and swap it out. Now to get an oxygen sensor out, there's a few things you can use. You can buy, and I'll get a close-up of all this stuff so you can see it, but you have these sockets made just for O2 sensors. They're 7/8 inch size. There's a couple different ones here that you can use. If you can't, you can always use a 22 millimeter wrench. That'll work, providing that you can get a good grip on it and be able to turn it. Sometimes if they're stuck on there, you can put one of these guys on there, take a 3-pound sledgehammer, give it a good whack, that'll break it loose. If they're really seized on there, sometimes you might have to run the car, heat it up a little bit to get it to come off. But I use one of these most of the time unless I'm running into an issue and then I need to swap to that. So let's go in here. I'm going to show you how we can connect this to it and then we'll start removing it. It's not a bad idea to disconnect your battery anytime you're dealing with electric things, whether alternators, O2 sensors, ignition coil packs, things like that. Get the battery disconnected. Set that off to the side. We'll just take the negative ground off. Another thing to keep in mind when you're replacing your O2 sensors, I know they can be costly. Sometimes you can clean them if they're just really fouled up. I did a video showing, just kind of running a test to see how that turned out. If you want to check that out, that'll be across the top down in the description. But it's important that you buy quality ones. Don't be buying the cheap, unbranded aftermarket junk from China, because if it's not tuned right to spec your vehicle, you're going to have a rough idle and more problems. So it pays to spring a little bit more, get the OEM part, so that way it's performing properly with your vehicle, everything's running perfect. Here's a shot of the setup. So we have the O2 sensor, we have that socket slid over it, connecting into the ratchet. So now the ratchet, we can then rotate it this way. Loosen it. There we go. This socket here is a good one because it gets a good grip on it. All right, now we should be able to do it by hand. Here's our harness, so we'll disconnect that. And here's our sensor. I'm going to show you this thing is filthy, which is no surprise why we're getting that code. But we'll compare it to the new one that's going in, and you'll be able to see the difference. We'll get the new one in, and we'll wrap everything up. Here's the one that just came off the vehicle. You can see how fouled up compared to the new one that's going on right here. This one's all nice and clean. That one's all dirty. Might have been able to clean this. I don't know, but we're not going to take a gamble. We're just going to put a new one on it. And that should take care of our issue with the P0030 code. I put some anti-seize here on the threads. It's a good idea to put that on. A lot of times when you buy your new sensor, it'll come with it. If not, just put a little bit on there. That'll make your life a lot easier when it's time to take that one out. Let's go ahead and put it in. And we're going to use the same socket that we used to take it out, and then we'll torque it properly and then connect the harness afterwards. It makes it easier if you do the harness afterwards, that way it's not getting all twisted around as you're rotating it. Slide this on. Now you want to make sure that you check the torque specs for your vehicle. On average, O2 sensors are between 26 to 33 foot-pounds of torque, which is what we're going with this vehicle here. But you might want to check because sometimes some can deviate a little bit. Okay, torqued. Let's connect the harness and then wrap this up. With this particular vehicle, we also have this little track here where you can tuck the cable in to keep it spaced out properly. Make sure you do that. Don't forget to reconnect the battery. All that's in, we'll put this engine cover back on. Get this out, make sure there's nothing left behind. Seal this up, we're going to clear the codes, take it for a drive. You can see no check engine light is on. Car's running great. Ignore the little red airbag symbol. That's an issue that's being fixed in a future video. So don't send me any comments on that because I am aware. The vehicle also has really good pep. Not that it was that bad before, but when the O2 sensors are working properly, everything is functioning peak performance. Just got back from driving. You can see the check engine light is still out, idling great. The car ran beautiful. All right, 0 codes. Perfect. Alrighty, that wraps up this video on how to fix a P0030 P0030 code in your vehicle, as we saw, that pertains to the upstream O2 sensor, bank 1 sensor 1. Swapped it out, took care of the problem, car's running great. So I hope this video was informative for you. I hope it helps you out with any projects you're working on with your vehicle dealing with that code. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.